In this lecture we are going to see what are the action modes available in Tosca and what is this action modes do in our test cases, how you can use this action mode in test cases. So these action modes are used to steer the test objects, and these action modes will define that how you are giving the values to the particular test objects. And these action modes are based on the operation. These are divided into in two parts. First one is the input and the second one is the reading operations. In input we have two action mode, that is the input and insert, and in the reading operation we have five action modes, that is buffer, constraint, verify, wait on, and select. And input we mostly use in a UI applications where we wanted to perform the click operation, and insert is normally for the non-UI applications. Then the verify is there to verify between the actual and the expected conditions. Then buffer is there if you wanted to fetch anything and store in a variable, then we use the buffer. Wait on is there to wait till the expected condition is not met. We can use the wait on, and this wait on can be also static and dynamic. For the static wait you can apply the dead wait, and for the dynamic wait you can use the synchronization waits. So these waits in action modes are going to be a dynamic. You can also use it in a dynamic way. And then select is there, where we use normally in a tables or in an element property where you have a hierarchy of a parent to child. You wanted to perform any action on the child, so we select the parents first and then go to child. Then the constraint is there. Constraint we mostly use in table to identify any element in table based on that constraint, kind of condition thing. So I'll show you the practical demonstration how we can use this action mode in Tosca with your test case. So this test case I have created, and inside this test case I have created three tables. I have used the three tables. So at the first in this first step, if you see, we are going to perform certain action in it. So the first table here we are using the action mode as a wait on. So it will going to wait till the all elements are till this table is not visible. So it is the condition, and this wait on, it is having having the value set at the setting area. Go to the project and setting, and in setting the window will be open, and we have to go to the engine, and in engine you can see the wait on at the very last. So maximum wait on duration is 30 seconds, that is here. And you can change these values. You can override these values for your each test cases according to your need. Let's suppose I just need in my this particular test case for the wait on wait on is only for the test 10 seconds. I'll go to the test case and go to the test configuration parameter, and I'll add the one test configuration parameter, and this configuration parameter is the synchronization wait. Okay, so synchronization timeout. So two terms are there: synchronization timeout and synchronization timeout during the wait on. So this is what we wanted to use: synchronization timeout during the wait on. I'll provide the values as a 10 seconds. And there was also one more thing was there, the synchronization timeout. We mostly use these when you have to wait between the two test step execution, but here we wanted to use it during the wait on. So we have override the 30 seconds to the 10 second in this particular test case. So this is the action mode wait on. Then we have a action mode select, and this action mode select we mostly use in a parent to child terminology or hierarchy, but here in our case we have used it for the table. So select the table, select the second row, and this is how you can go to the child to perform your operation. So this is the select action mode. Then we have a buffer action mode, and this buffer action mode whatever the element you wanted to fetch and then store into a buffer, you can provide the value name buffer over here and make the action mode buffer. And then the action mode verify is also there. So in the second row, second cell, we have the Chennai Super Kings name is written. So I just do one thing, I just copied that name whatever is in the buffer and I paste it over here and I just provided the verify. So this element has some value, that is the actual value. I will compare that actual value with this expected value, and if the value match, it will pass this one. So at that time you have to select the action mode verify. So first I'll run this one and we'll see the used action mode buffer, input, select and verify, wait on whether these all are passed or not. So I'll run this one. Okay, so web page is open and you can see the green light. That means on the very downside, that means it is all the test steps are passed along with its objects, test objects also. So you can see this table, the first table, the wait on is successful. That means the element is visible less than the 10 second. So in the second table we have selected the second row and we have selected it in a buffer. So this is saved in a buffer, right? And so this is the buffer action mode passed. And then the last one where we use the verification, this will verify the expected condition versus the actual condition that we have set over there. So this is what the use of these action modes in it, and it went successful. I'll show you some more action modes also. Let me close the Google Chrome. Yeah, and some more action modes are the constraint. So where we use it, so constraint we use when we need to search any particular cell value in table. So at that time we can provide the constraint. So constraint here is known as a condition. Based on the condition you wanted to perform operation. So if the table is visible, then till that we have to wait, and when the table is visible, what we have to do is we have applied, and let me first open the website first. Let me open the website. Okay, so website is open. I'll show you what we are going to achieve in this particular test case. Okay, in this particular test case what we have done is we go to the fourth row. That is the Mumbai Indians one, and in the fourth row of the fourth cell, 1 2 3 4, one is 4 over here. Mumbai Indians won matches are 4. Okay, we select the constraint over there, and then we go to the second cell and we'll select the team name. Okay, and this is the operation we wanted to perform. So these constraint here, my requirement is this constraint, how it works is, here my requirement is check the Mumbai Indians, if it won the 4 match, then fetch or receive this Mumbai Indians name and store it in a variable. So we have to set a condition that it must won the 4 matches. So here I have already mentioned the 4. So now it is going to pass. Let me run it and check whether this condition meet or not. If the condition meet, then the Mumbai Indians name is saved to an buffer. Okay, it went successful, green over here. So we'll see the logs. Okay, in the logs, if I'll show you, the log says the team name of a Mumbai Indians. Okay, so this is passed. But what if I make the condition wrong? If I given the name 3 over here, that means on the won is 3. if it is 3, but right now it is 4 over here, so this test step is going to fail. Let me show you how. See the red highlighted over here, that means this test case is failed, and this is failed because we have set the constraint value failed. So this is not able to find the row and it failed. So that means you can apply the constraint to as a condition for your test case to search particular thing in your table. So this is why we use constraint. This is it from this lecture. Thank you everyone.